Backups are the unsexy module, the one nobody clicks until they need it desperately. 3 reasons it matters. Disk failure, ransomware, human error, admins delete things they meant to keep. Without backups, any of these is the end of your dispatch system. 15 minutes here saves you a year of pain later. First, the admin UI backup. Settings, backup, and maintenance. Download backup now. The browser prompts to save a file. It's a zip. Inside, backup.sql, the full database dump, config.json, a settings snapshot with passwords and keys masked out, and a readme with restore steps. Save it somewhere safe, not on the same machine. Know what's not in the zip? It does not include your uploads directory, and it deliberately excludes the encryption-key files. So this one file is not a complete restore on its own. You back up uploads and the keys separately. We'll cover the keys in a few minutes. Use this for ad hoc backups before risky changes, before an upgrade, before a schema change, before you do something you might regret. File system saved? Go Versailles. Doesn't go through the browser. Pick the target directory. The system writes the zip there. Useful when the browser route would time out for very large databases. Manual backups are good. Scheduled are better. The system that has nightly backups never gets the 3 a.m. wake-up call about lost data. Linux. Cron. Nightly at 3 a.m. There's no tools, /backup, now script. Scheduled backups call the same file system, save endpoint the UI uses. Hit api/backup.php with action file system and a target directory authenticated as an admin. The panel itself shows the exact endpoint to use for scheduled tasks. Windows, task scheduler, same endpoint, daily, via curl or a small script. Retention policy. There's no built-in auto cleanup, so this is yours to run. Keep nightly backups for 14 days. Weekly for 13 weeks. Monthly forever. Standard pattern. A simple cleanup script does the rotation. Find files older than 14 days, delete. Files older than 13 weeks, delete unless they're a Sunday. Files older than a year, delete unless they're the first of the month. That script is your own. It's not a product feature. Restore. The database is the core of it. Unzip the archive. Take backup.sql and pipe it back into MySQL. This wipes the existing new e-database and replaces it with the backed up version. Don't run on a live system without a fresh backup of the current state first. Remember, the zip didn't carry your uploads or your encryption keys. Restore those from the separate backups you keep of the uploads directory and the keys directory. Without the keys, encrypted fields like 2FA secrets won't decrypt. Then re-enter the masked secrets. The config snapshot masked passwords and API keys with asterisks, so reopen the relevant settings panels and put SMTP, SMS, and other credentials back in. Browse the install, verify it loads, spot check a few records. The post-check tool for Module 10 works after a restore too. Run it. Confirm row counts match what you expected. TicketsCAD encrypts certain fields, TFA secrets, and other sensitive values. The keys live in the keys directory, one level above the web root, tfa.tfa, plus the RSA private and public PEN files for field encryption. 2 rules. Back up the keys separately from the database. Different storage, different access. The database backup intentionally leaves them out. If you lose both at once, you lose every encrypted field. Don't commit them to Git. The keys directory is git ignored by default. Don't override that. Confirm by checking the git ignore. The key path is excluded. There's a key migration tool, TEFA migrate key.php. Be clear about what it does and doesn't do. Its job is a one-time migration, moving 2 FA secrets off the old database password derived key onto the dedicated tfa.key file. Run it once after upgrading. It has exactly 2 flags. Dry run shows what would be migrated. Status reports whether you're on the dedicated key yet and how many enrollments exist. That's the whole tool. What it does not do is rotate the key. There's no new key argument and no working rotation path. The tool itself says rotation is not yet implemented. So if you came here expecting an annual key rotation command, that doesn't exist today. Don't script one. Practically, after the one-time migration, your protection is keeping the tfa.key file backed up and access controlled. If true rotation becomes a requirement for your agency, that's a feature request, not a setting you flip. Worst case, security incident. Suspected breach. Stolen credentials. Compromised endpoint. The recovery guide walks the checklist, here's the shape of it, using the per-user tools that actually exist. Lockdown access. There's no single force, everyone out button, you work per user. For each affected account, terminate its sessions and reset its password, which also drops all of that user's sessions. Module 11 covered both. Where a user's second factor may be compromised, disable 2FA on that account so they re-enroll. Again, one user at a time, there's no bulk revoke. Pull the full audit log for the incident window. Look for anomalies, unusual login times, unusual locations, permission changes you didn't make. If the incident touched data, restore from the last known good backup, database, plus your separate uploads and keys. Tell members. Tell the chain of command. Document. Full guide walks each step. Read it before you need it. Print a copy and keep it offline. If you can't get to TicketsCAD, you can still find it. Recap. Manual backups before risky changes, a zip of the database and config, not uploads or keys. Schedule them by calling the backup endpoint nightly. Bring your own retention script. Restore the database, then uploads and keys from their separate backups, then re-enter masked secrets. Keys live in the keys directory, backed up separately, get ignored. The migration tool is one time, not a rotator. Incident response is per user, and the checklist is printable and offline. That's the administration track. 8 modules. Install, upgrade, users, roles, custom roles, time-bound grants, integrations, backups. For an admin, track 3 is tools, the member-facing features. Roster, timekeeping, scheduling, equipment, reports, mobile. Module 17, the membership roster. See you there.